Yeah. Gee, isn't that nice? So bright out here, it's actually hurting my eyes, man. I gotta keep my eyes half closed. Ooh. Dripping enough. It's fairly warm, probably around maybe -2, -3. A little bit of snow last night. Holy crap. It's like 6 inches deep there. Snowdrift, I guess. To get the snowblower. Gee. Looks like more work than it's worth. Gotta move this, my truck, and everything else to get the snowblower. And I'm sick. Oh gee, ain't that gonna be fun. Don't think I'm going to be doing that right now. So I can see how deep the snow is in front of the garage. Ooh, it smells kind of gassy in here. Gee, I wonder why it smells gassy, hey? Oh, that doesn't look that bad there. Huh. Nope. It's not that bad. Fun. Well, I knew it smelled a little bit of gassy in here. Good thing I came in here today. The fuel tank that hasn't leaked in the last 3 days is starting to leak. So, I'm not too sure where it's leaking from. Guessing the valve on the bottom. Oh yeah, starting to drip. So, I'll toss this outside in the snowbank, let it drip out there for now. Has to be good for the ground, you know what I mean? Well, now time for the fun thing. Move that to get to the snowblower. Oh, fun, fun, fun. That's only like almost a foot deep, I guess. Oh, I'm not sinking down to the bottom. A little bit hard. Looks like only 6 inches on top of the machine. Don't want to get much snow in there. Can't even see the gauge cluster. Started up fairly easy. See how buried the snowblower is. Yeah, that's a snowblower in there. Fun, fun, fun. Let that run for a bit. Snowblower in there again. Got my truck running because I got to move it to the front street. And then I got a couple, probably an hour worth of snow blowing to do. Then after I'm done that, I'm going to crawl on my hands and knees, check and see if the cases on the bottom of that motor are cracked or if they're in good shape. I know it might sound like I'm talking funny, but I got a cough candy in my mouth and a bit of a cold. So between that motor and the other one, I should have no problem making one. Well, it took about 20 minutes, but I got the piece of crap in here. Same with that. Oh my god. The snow is, yeah, at least 6 to 8 inches deep on the driveway. So I was just not going to bother, but yeah, needs it. So what can I do? So I'm sick, and I'll probably be even more sick after this. I'm just starting to feel a bit better, and oh crap. So I could just let that sit technically and dick around with this for a while. I don't know. And of course, before I even brought it in, I tried giving it a shot of starter fluid, gave it about 10 pulls, would not start. It's weird that this thing never starts unless it's warmed up. Believe it or not, even if it's not wet, like if the spark plug's completely dry, like kept in the shed, let's say, it'll still not start. So it's not a water issue, it's just shitty rings, I guess, or the valves need to be done. But pretty much I just heat up the cylinder like this, as you've seen in a couple of my other cold start videos, and it starts right up, usually first or second pull. So I'll heat this up for about 10 minutes, and it'll be good to go. And there's also no choke working on it either, so that, of course, doesn't help. So you see it's kind of burnt there from heating it up with the oxygen and acetylene torch. So I just used this one. It's too big of a hassle to dig it out of the corner over there. So yeah, in about 10 minutes I'll get it going. I'm not going to bother showing the videos of that. I'm just tossing this in here for the hell of it. Kind of doing a vlog video, something a little bit different. So pretty much video log of my shitty day. How's that? Fun. Well, got her going. So I let it sit in the garage for about half an hour, and I just went and got a price quote on my new cylinder and shit. So it cost me, if I buy the parts local, about $800 roughly to do the entire engine, which isn't that bad. Holy crap, she's coming out. So I did look the best I can at the bottom of the engine without pulling it. There's kind of a skid plate I never removed. Doesn't look to be any cracks or anything like that underneath it, so that's a good thing. So yeah, just wanted to kind of show this in the update. Sweet. Okay, and motor's out. Took a little bit longer than I thought. I'm a bit slow today with my code. It actually had quite a bit of oil in there. That's the tobacco can. That's a big can. That's not the small can. I'm surprised it had that much oil. So I guess there was, it probably was filled up to here, I guess, with oil then. Or I guess around there would have been the low mark. But the dipstick showed nothing was in it. But I guess it had oil. I already pulled the oil filter. Surprisingly, the oil filter was in minty shape. So that's not too bad. As for everything in here, I do see a little bit of wear on some stuff, but nothing too major yet. See if I can get a view in there. Should be able to pull it over with the timing chain here in just a second. If I grab the right chain. I did see a little bit of wear on the crank gear. It's not going to really show up on the video there, but I don't see any chunks in the bottom end. So where it got shoved in there, I'm not too sure yet. No matter what, I am cracking the cases, so you don't have to worry about that. So for now, I'm going to put this motor and that motor sitting around the corner in the basement, and I'll bring this to a car wash, give it a good wash, and I'll get back to it probably within about 2 weeks or so, when I can afford to spend $1,000 or whatever that the entire machine needs. Okay, sweet. Okay, so the motor is out. You can see this is the one I took out of the machine, and this is this parts motor. From what I never really looked at the parts motor too much. I know it has clutch issues just by the amount of free play on that. It pretty much spins all the way around, so there's something screwed up inside that clutch. Where this one here is nice and tight like it should be. So I got two heads, like a complete two engines here. So between the two, I'll be able to make for sure one good engine. Of course, I'll have to buy new piston. Technically, the piston on this parts motor here is in still pretty decent shape. So if I wanted to be cheap and redneck, because the cylinder is actually not that bad, it's still salvageable. I could just technically throw that whole top end in and make one bottom end and go nuts. I could even do what they did and silicone the frickin' crap load, the silicone the piece of shit, and you know, let it leak over top to top of the engine like they did on this one. So they sure like silicone. A lot of people are too cheap to buy new gaskets, or they don't torque them proper, so they just use tons and tons of silicone. But anyway, the other thing I could do is this. I can put that engine inside it. Surprisingly, it actually looks like the mounts would be pretty damn close to where they should go. I just laid it in there just real quick. I don't have the gas tank sitting outside because it's dripping, and I don't want that in here. So, but I'm just thinking if I use that motor in here, it would probably end up breaking the frame. I really don't know how strong the frame is on these machines. It looks well built. Just hard to say if I would trust it or not. But also, of course, to make it the kickstart to have clearance, I'd have to change the fenders or notch them out. I'd have to go to probably a 4+ swing arm to give enough clearance. So it could all be done if I really wanted to. But again, it wouldn't be a Honda technically again. I'm not too big of a fan of Hondas as it is, but you know what I mean. It's I could technically do that because then it would save me having to build 2 quads. So, because then I could sell the spare parts for whatever and go nuts from there. But I just thought I'd give a bit of an update. I pretty much this is going to sit on hold. This project. I'm going to be popping the motor that I just placed there back into storage, and I'm going to be kicking that outside now. Woke up this morning and had like 8 inches of snow. I'll edit the clip to the back of this, or the front of this video. Yeah, so this, yeah, I have to talk to my buddy, see what kind of money he wants to spend on it. Because technically for as cheap as, well, probably for free if I use silicone, I could probably get this engine and everything together and all running. So, but of course, to do it right, probably be $300. Or using that piston, just new gaskets and seals, whatever else, probably $100. It all depends on how long he wants it to last, and you know, what else. Yeah, that's where I'm going to end this. It's going to be at least probably a month before I make any other videos on this thing. I don't think I'll start tearing any of those apart right now. I got quite a few other projects on the go. So yeah, okay.